Space Shuttle, this is flight safety. Keep your hands on the handrail or inside the vehicle and remain seated while in motion. You are clear for launch. Have a great flight to Starport 75.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Chris. How are you?
You remember last week?
I do remember last
time we recorded?
Yes.
You remember all the stress and anxiety I had about my internet service provider?
Yes, I do remember that.
Non-provider. Yep. All fixed. All
nice.
done. Oh, I'm on the internet again. And it's even better than it was before. So I'm not sure what happened. It's funny, though, because originally they said it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
And then on our Facebook group for the homeowners association, whatever, I started seeing these people like, "Hey, did the internet just go out?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. That's me causing that. So, but anyway, it's back. Still don't like Spectrum, but it's back. I feel good about it now. So that was my big drama. I haven't had any big dramas this week, thankfully. So
good.
But we're recording again here only a week later, right? It's like a job.
Sure. Since our Country Bear Jamboree episode.
Excuse me, I get a little beverage there. That was a big one, that Country Bear Jamboree.
It was awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
A lot of great feedback.
And we'll talk about that Country Bear in a minute. So, what are we talking about today? Do we have a rundown? Do people like the new more? I won't say shorter shows. Let's call it focused, compact. Do we get any feedback? People like that?
Yeah, I did get a little bit of feedback, and yes, it is welcome.
You'd be like, thank God I don't have to listen to you for quite so long.
That's kind of it, yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. Get a break.
Well, hey, we have a loyal audience, a loyal but fickle audience, I guess.
That's right.
They love us, but in short periods of time.
Right.
It's pretty much like my marriage.
So we'll continue it and keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the news and rumor show, right?
It is.
This one we're doing.
So we're gonna start with some news,
okay.
A little bit of discussion, but then we get to my favorite part of the show.
What is that?
My favorite segment is Chris Visits Disney.
Why is that your favorite
I love
segment?
that. That's because I get to live vicariously through you.
No. Well, you used to live vicariously through yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Until you decided to move away because, I don't know, you guys needed your Zatarains or whatever it is you eat over there.
You know what I had for dinner tonight?
If I did, that would be really weird and awkward. So, no, I don't know what you had for dinner.
I had boudin. Have you ever heard of
Is that
boudin?
That sounds profane. Is that profanity?
No, it's not. It's a sausage.
Okay. I think I've seen this word somewhere.
It's basically, the best way to describe it, I guess, is do you know what dirty rice is? It's rice with meat, right? Yep. It's like that shoved into a sausage casing.
Okay.
So it has rice in it.
Okay. Yeah.
Along with pork and stuff.
So basically, it's a pretend sausage with a lot of filler in it.
Yes, kind of. Yeah, it's Cajun. It's a Cajun sausage.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So anyway, Tammy and I, we go to restaurants, and that's usually the only time I have boudin is like it's an appetizer. They have boudin balls, which are awesome. They take the sausage and then roll them in breadcrumbs or some kind of.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures here. That looks yummy.
Yeah, and then you fry it, and so you get this crunch along with the.
I like how you say, and then you fry it.
Yeah,
chicken guy,
exactly. To continue on from a couple weeks ago,
it's like magic. It's like even better.
It is because to me the texture is better with the boudin ball.
Okay.
So anyway, but
do you use the Creole mustard dipping sauce? Is that part of your?
No, I did use mustard as a dipping sauce. Yes, I didn't use Creole mustard. I don't love Creole mustard.
That's Emerald's pick.
Is it?
From what I'm reading here.
No, I used what is that? Goulden's brown mustard or whatever.
I use what is this? Yellow American is what I use. No.
So anyway, so this weekend, but Tammy and I were both like, we haven't had boudin in a long time. Let's go get some. And so we went to this store that sells specialty meats and sausages and everything else, and we got some, and so we cooked it up tonight and ate it, and so it was like a very Louisiana dinner tonight.
Didn't we talk about food last time we did this show?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, this is becoming a thing. It makes me hungry. These look good. Did you send me any?
No, but next time you come this way, I'll definitely get you some.
Well, let me see the next time I have a trade show in your town.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the next time I get an invitation. But,
Okay, that's not even funny.
okay, well, I won't expect it then. All right.
In January, I'll make my, how many annual trips have I
Oh
made
yeah,
to-
because you come here to see me.
I do. I in January, I come to spend time with you at the Rolex 24.
Okay.
So silly.
I'm going to test that theory sometime and say, oh, Glenn, I
Okay.
can't make it, and see what happens. Oh, can I still stay at your house? I know how it works. I know.
I'm sure I could bunk in with somebody else in Orlando.
You know, I'm not buying an electric car just because of you and that annual trip.
What?
Yeah, because it wouldn't make the range, right? I don't think it could make it there.
50
back.
miles?
I don't know. I didn't do the math, but I had it's part of the, I shouldn't say I didn't. It's part of the equation. Like, well, once a year I do a trip,
Oh my God. We can rent a car if it comes to that.
Shut up. That's not as dramatic as my retelling.
Or we could rent an RV.
It's a dramatic reading. You know, you said that. I was thinking about that today, actually. I was looking. I don't know what I was looking at. Maybe it was yesterday. I'm like, is this the year? I almost messaged you and said, should we do something? It's going to happen one of these years.
It will.
Right now, nobody's like, what are they talking about? We're talking about
I know.
infield. Taking an RV. You going to cut this out? Okay.
No, I'm not going to cut it out. This is
Talking
gold,
about,
baby.
This is
gold,
golden
Jared.
entertainment. I'm talking about renting an RV for to stay at the racetrack like real fans would do, not
That's
day
right.
trippers like we become.
I know.
Slackers. Anyway, it has
All right,
nothing to do with Disney.
let's
though.
turn it back
it's
to
in Florida.
Disney.
All right, Disney.
And now, the Disney news of the day.
So, let's
All right.
do
Well,
some news.
but it does have something. It relates to something
Okay.
for me because I'm not in Orlando. Okay.
Oh,
So the
okay.
first thing I want to talk about is it's not news per se, but since I am not there, I don't know if you know this, but I kind of like Disney merchandise.
No, what?
Did you know
No.
Yeah, I
Wait,
like.
wait, I can see you on camera right now. Let me take a look around the room you're in.
Okay, all right.
Wait,
so
wait a minute. Is that the Disney archives you're in right now? Wait, where are you? Yeah. You
All right.
might have one or two things that have a Disney logo stamped on them somewhere.
So Disney has an app called the Shop Disney Parks app.
I always forget about this.
Yeah, I know you do. I don't because it's like my connection to Disney merchandise. Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna load it up while you're talking. So what's it called? How do I find
Shop Disney Parks.
Oh, that's like a website, or that's the name of the app?
No, that's the name of the app,
Oh,
and you can only go to it through your phone. You
oh, really?
can't-
There's no web app for it.
no,
Huh.
you can't go to it on your computer. You have to go through the app.
This is so weird. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, the reason I have it on the list that I want to talk about it is because I have ordered quite a few things from from the app over the last couple years that it's been out. It's been awesome.
Not for your bank account, but
Not from a bank account, no. But as new things come out, I'm like, oh, hey, that's a nice shirt or whatever. I pick it up. I order it, and it's easy to order and everything else, right?
you are a sharp dressed man. You often have good Disney related
Yeah.
gear on.
There you go. So, but I don't know what they're doing currently though with it, because it seems that the more and more I look at things and like some of the items, that they're not available. You have to get them in the parks. Like they're not. It's almost like they're not shipping out as much as they used to.
Well, if you're them, wouldn't that be? I mean, it's kind of what you want to do, right? Don't you want to have some things that are kind of park exclusive? Is that what you're saying?
No, but it's basic. I mean, it's not even like a hat, baseball hats or whatever. That would be simple to ship. That would be, and it's not they make a gazillion of them. It's not like it's any super duper exclusive item. So my whole point is that, like,
What is your point?
if Disney wants to maximize their merchandise sales, like, why wouldn't you ship every? Like, I mean, is it I wonder if it's a case of they want to get out of the shipping business or something, or maybe it's because believe me, they charge for shipping. It's not like they don't have free shipping. It's not Amazon.
Well, it's funny you say because I'm just looking at this app. How do I not known about this app before? This is fascinating.
Well, so the other cool.
Have you even mentioned this?
I
so
probably
let me
a long time ago.
Yeah, maybe. But as soon as you start the app, because it's funny what you're saying about shipping, they give you like 3 pages of like the top things you can do with this app, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Like you can see, like if you're at the park and you're like looking for a particular thing, it'll show you where in the park it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I'm stealing your thunder here, but that's what I do. But the third thing was you scan a tag in the park and you can buy it and say, ship it to me.
Right.
Like you don't even have to lug it home. Like it'll just be there when you get home.
Exactly.
But you're saying they don't want to ship. But I mean, that's all about shipping.
I agree. That's why I'm bringing this up, because that's where I'm confused. And that's where it's getting frustrating for me, because I went on to search for a few things that I remembered from my last trip in May. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't want to get it there. Like actually a glass. I remember a glass that I wanted from Epcot. And I was at the park. I could have just gotten it there. I'm like, then I have to carry it around. I have to transport it home. When I get home, I will just order it and they'll just have them ship it to me, right? Well, guess what? I went to that class, in store only. You could only get it in store. I'm like,
you know what? But and this is gonna be terrible, but good. Because 10 years ago you had to get your butt to a park and buy it there, and it was special.
No, I know, but
then it's like if you saw somebody wearing it, you're like, well, the only place they could have gotten that was at the park. So they gave them the Disney High sign, and they were part of the club. Now, if anybody can just download an app and I can order a purple wall hat to show up at my house, then that's not. I'm kind of lying. I wasn't really there.
I know, but it's just I don't get it. I don't know what
I wonder. Do you think it's like an overflow thing? Do you think it's like what am I trying to say? Like this is just sort of like an outlet store? Is this like as long as they have enough stock, it'll show up here? But if it gets low, then the first place it drops off is the app?
Yeah, it could be something like that. And that's what I'm wondering, is if it's shifting to something like that, where they know they're tight on certain things, so they don't offer it online until it's clear that it's not going to sell. Then it's like, okay, let's ship it off to Shop Disney Parks and make it a new arrival.
There used to be a number you'd call, right? Because didn't you do this once? There was like a Disney. There was a Disneyland cap that I think I bought, and you said, "Hey, what's the stock number?" And you called like 1-800 something.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
but I guess now it's all moved to the app. Huh?
Yes,
I'm surprised they even sell like Coca-Cola merchandise. Like I'm looking at hats.
They do.
Coca-Cola. That's weird. Do they own Coke now?
No, they don't. But I mean, I think on most of those it says in store only, or no.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. The green little sticker. In store only, in store only.
Right, it's very clear. It's like, well, okay, then why do you have it on there?
Huh.
And I know, okay, so if you're there, it tells you where to go get it.
That was the number one thing they pointed out when I loaded up the app was find it in the parks, right?
Yeah.
So, the hats I'm looking at looks like literally 90% plus are in store only.
Yeah. So anyway,
then you shouldn't have moved. So
that's okay. That's why I'm bringing it up, is because it just seems like there's a shift going on, and I don't like it, because it impacts me and my ability to give Disney money,
because it affects me negatively.
That's right.
That is interesting, though. Yeah, almost every one of these is in store only.
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating. Huh. Oh well. Well, you know what? I'll be glad to pick up anything you like.
Oh, thank you.
As long as I can, rub it in your face. That.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
yeah. As long as I get it, you can. You make fun of me anyway.
I don't know if you know this, but I live close to Disney World.
Do you?
Know that?
You sure?
You know what I realized the other day? Here's the funny thing. So
say anything about a train, I'm stopping the show.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but no, that's not what I'm going to talk about. But I tell you, that is night when I get home the end of a difficult day, and I get out of my car and I hear the train. I'm like, oh. But it's not just the train. I can hear the steamboat and the ferries as well. Sometimes, if the wind is blowing just right, I can hear the water pageant, electrical thingy. Anyway, that's not what I was going to say. But it's along those lines. So we're sitting in, and we'll talk about it in my little trip in a second. But we're sitting in the Magic Kingdom. We were sitting Frontierland, I think.
Okay.
And I realized, and I turned and I said to Melissa, I said, my wife, I said, do you realize right now we're closer to our home than the grocery store we go buy our groceries in? And it was a little bit
mind-boggling
because you feel like you're in this completely other world, but literally distance-wise on a map, we were closer to home at that point in Adventureland, I think it was actually, than when we go shopping at the local Publix.
Wow.
So, but you still feel like you're somewhere else, right? Because they do such a great job with all the foliage and the theming
absolutely.
and music and all that. But anyway, how do we get down here? Boudin balls.
Boudin
Is that what we're
balls.
talking about?
That's right.
Oh no, you're talking about your upsetness with the app.
Yeah.
Still a cool app though. Have you noticed? Does it change? Like over time, would you see things that were in store only become?
Yes.
Like it goes. Okay, it's got to be based on stock levels then, right?
I don't know.
That's what I'm going to go with. Why don't you get our research team on this? See if we can get somebody from
Okay.
merchandise on. Because
Yeah.
didn't you tell me all merchandise comes out of Orlando anyway?
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's for Disneyland, and but if you go to the outlet store, you'll find stuff for like Shanghai, Hong Kong, Shanghai Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland,
That'd be pretty cool.
all of that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the tip on the app. I didn't really know that existed. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't know it.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what do you want to talk about? Anything else you want to complain about?
No, just one bit of news
Mm-hmm.
is that this week Disney has announced that the Walt Disney World Railroad and the Tomorrowland Speedway will be closed for a little while for construction for the Tron coaster.
What's a little while? Like months?
They don't say. Well, no, that's not true. The railroad will stop in December of this year.
Okay.
And what they're going to do is they're going to basically. They did this at Disneyland when they were building, when they were doing construction for Star Wars Land.
Okay.
They parked the trains at the stations, and so you can go up and look at the trains, and they
Oh,
have
no kidding.
yeah, like the
Wow.
conductors there. They'll talk about the trains with you and everything else. It's really cool.
Huh.
And then
That is neat. Turns into like a little museum.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you remember?
Probably.
Probably don't, but in the mid 80s, mid to late 80s, they had to close part of the railroad track for construction of what was then Mickey's Birthday Land.
No.
Okay. So you know where Goofy's,
Yeah.
Barnstormer and all is? That
Sure.
was Mickey's Birthday Land. Well, and then it became Mickey's Starland, and then it became Mickey's Toontown Fair, right?
Okay.
When they were building Mickey's Birthday Land, what they did was they ran the train backwards from Main Street
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
to
Yeah, I heard about this.
to Frontierland,
Okay.
and then no,
Well,
wait.
they didn't run it. They didn't run it backward. I mean, it didn't
No,
go in reverse.
It
They turned it around.
I'm trying to think because I wrote it. No, you went backwards on the train.
Like you're sitting on the train, and
Yeah,
you're
and it went
you're-
backwards.
you're
And they had a
went-
song.
Literally went backwards.
Yeah, they had a song about it that you're going backwards.
Seriously?
Yeah. So they've done some weird things when they had to do construction that affected the train line.
Yeah.
So anyway, this time they're just going to park the trains there. You'll be able to go up and look at it, and then when they're done, they'll reopen it. But it does say the Tomorrowland Speedway is going to close for a portion of 2019.
Whoa.
And then so I'm assuming earlier in 2019, and then it's going to open back up in summer of 2019. So it's only going to be down 6 months at the most, probably.
Well, it's half the year, Glenn.
No, I know.
Yeah, and you're a glass half full kind of guy, but that's
So
half the year.
I'm just excited that they're doing construction because I cannot wait. You don't even know how.
What if you're disappointed in this?
There's no way I can be. There's no way.
Do you know the details? Like I don't. I know they have this already at Shanghai, right? This ride.
Yes,
the Tron
correct.
ride.
Yeah.
Do you know about it? Do you know the details?
I mean, I've seen the video,
and you like it? It's not like an Avatar kind of thing.
No, God, no, it's an actual roller coaster. You're sitting on it like you're on a light cycle, and you're on a roller coaster though.
Do I get to wear like the Tron outfit, like a skin tight kind of full body thing?
That's a personal choice, but I'm sure you can.
They won't kick you out. Okay. So you're pretty confident you'll like it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you know how things go because it's like
No.
when you really love something like you like the Tron. Is it a franchise? Are we allowed to call it a franchise? Not
sure.
Is it with what 2 movies?
There's talk about a third one again.
They should, man. We've talked about this before. I don't know why they just don't really embrace that. Just like go crazy with it.
I know.
Just do the Disney thing with it.
Yeah.
Make it nuts. Well, cool. Yeah, I guess they gotta get those cranes and stuff in one way, right? Got to probably run some PVC for some plumbing or something.
A little bit. Well, they've I think it's because of the construction. Now when you exit Space Mountain, you don't go through the old arcade. You go around the building.
Because of this?
Yeah.
Why would that be?
Huh?
Why would that be?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you seem to have all the answers. I thought,
Yeah,
you'd know. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Hey, not related to that, but I have some, what do they say in the business? Real-time follow-up?
Oh, okay.
This is interesting. This is interesting timing for this. I'm just, I'm looking around at the Disney news and, seeing just today, it looks like I guess it came out or was announced, came out. The Shop Disney Parks functionality is now built into the My Disney Experience app. So you can shop. It doesn't really change your shop at home business, but so that, hey, I'm looking for merchandise or whatever, it's now part of the My Disney Experience app.
Wow.
They still have the other app.
So maybe they're just trying to have one app for everything.
One app to rule them all. Anyway, so sorry to go back to that, but I just thought that was interesting. I'm like, here we are talking about it, and it's right there.
Okay. I don't like
shenanigans going on.
I don't like that. All right.
They still left that Plays Disney Parks one, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's separate.
They still left that separate. But
yep.
I'm not sure why. That seems kind of crazy to me. I'm not sure why.
That would be the one thing you would think they would have in the app.
Oh, I know why. I bet you I know why.
Okay, why?
It's total just making this up. But here's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that app, because it's like a game, it's very graphics heavy, and I think it would be difficult to download. And if you want, they've got to keep that the Parks app light so that people can get it, pretty lickety split over the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna bet that's it. I don't know. It's my hunch.
I think you're probably on the right track.
Cool. Yeah, there's nobody here who can prove me wrong, so
that's right.
We'll just say that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Uncovering all kinds of things here today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
This episode is sponsored by ParkLeap. Do you hate waiting in lines for your favorite rides at Disney World, Universal, and Disneyland? Of course you do. Everyone does. ParkLeap tracks current wait times for attractions in real time, analyzes them, and gives you immediate guidance on what to ride now and what to skip for a shorter wait later on. ParkLeap saves you time so you can do more, see more, and ride more. Many theme parks provide their own apps, which is great, but they only report the times. You only get information, you don't get guidance. Is that 40-minute wait good or bad? ParkLeap can tell you. ParkLeap also includes an interface that is clean, quick, and easy to use. Many vacationers travel to multiple theme parks. Now one app does it all. Whether you're a local resident, an annual pass holder, or travel great lengths once a year or every few years, you want to make the most of your time and money. This is the app to get to help you do that. Get ParkLeap in the Apple App Store. And thank you to ParkLeap for sponsoring Starport 75.
What else we got? Did you have any other rundowns for things?
Nope, that's it.
Gotta go? No? There must be other things happening.
No.
Let's see. Well, I guess we'll talk about it in my little segment of my little trip here.
Yeah. Speaking of which.
Is it time for that?
It's time for that.
Okay. There's still no...
Cue the music. No, there is music for this.
Is there?
Yes. And now, a trip report from Chris on Chris's Disney Adventures.
Is it frightening like that bumper you use when we do that other thing?
Yeah, by the way, I got a comment on that too, not from you. So I thought I had turned it down enough during the last episode. Apparently I didn't, so sorry about that.
Yeah, I like to be scared witless while I'm driving to We're changing topics. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure everybody loves it.
No.
So I went to the parks this weekend. Park. Went to a park. I went to the Disney park. I'm sorry, am I keeping you awake? We're doing
a
video
little
now. We're doing video now. I can see you yawning.
I know.
I'm not entertaining enough for you? No,
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. You're the one who said you wanted to hear about this. So, Mr.
Yes.
Vicarious Living. So
I'm getting ready for it.
yeah. So, I don't know. It was like midweek. I said, "Hey, we should go to the Disney parks this weekend." And I said to the 7-year-old, I said, "Which park do you want to go to?" And he's like, I don't know. And then he said, "Oh, let's go to Studios. I want to go play on the playground." And I said, "Oh, son, I'm sorry to tell you. According to Glenn, they have closed your playground." And he was very, very sad because you know what playground I'm talking about?
I have no idea what playground you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the Honey I Shrunk the Kids little playground thing.
Oh, Chris, that's been going for
He doesn't know that.
2
He's 7,
years
Glenn.
now.
Get up. He doesn't know that. He's 7. But my point is, like, the stupidest things stick in their minds about what was great. That's what he remembers about Studios. Not let's go, One Man's Dream, or not, let's go on the Star Wars ride or whatever. He remembers that stupid playground that he hasn't been on in years. But I said, "Oh no, they closed that to go build Star Wars." And he's like, "Stupid Star Wars." He was very disappointed about that. And then he said, "Well, what other parks could we go to?" And I said, "Well, there's Animal Kingdom." And he's like, "What do they have there?" And I said, "Animals." And because I'm going through my head of like what else they have there that I could take a little 7-year-old on that doesn't hit a lot of the he's not riding roller coasters and stuff yet. So I'm like
the safari.
I'm like, the what?
Safari?
Yeah, and that's that's the one thing I mentioned. There's a safari we can go on. We can see animals. And he went, And then I'm thinking through that little what's that area you like so much? The Dino Land USA thing with the carnival rides that you love so much.
Oh yeah,
dinosaur.
Absolutely love it.
Anyway, I backed off. I said, "No, you know what? We're not gonna do that." Mainly because, and I think I've told you before, I have had such a bad track record of going to that park, and it's always been so hot, and it was supposed to be 98 million degrees or something the day we're gonna go. So anyway, so we picked Magic Kingdom because there's especially for the age of kids that I got, it's still got the most things to do really, at least for now until Studios gets its act together. Oh, that was the other thing. I wanted to go to Studios because you yelled at me because I was going to go a couple weeks ago and I didn't. And I don't know why I have to listen to you, but for some reason I do. But I, once again, Glenn, I try to get a fast pass to Slinky Dog Dash or one of those. No fast passes. Nothing. So I looked ahead. I even looked ahead, because you're like, well, hey, dummy, why don't you just get fast pass every week? And I looked ahead weeks and weeks and weeks out for as far as I can as a Florida annual pass holder resident person. Nothing I can do. There's nothing there. So with everything else closed, there's no reason to go to the Studios, right?
I mean, the average wait is like 40 minutes.
We've had this conversation before. I can't listen. I have a 2-year-old. You've forgotten what it's like to have a 2-year-old. You have forgotten. You cannot stand somewhere for 40 minutes with a 2-year-old. 40 minutes. It's crazy. Like an animal. Anyway, so we went to Magic Kingdom, which, it's nice anyway. It is the park, right? The crown jewel, as it were. So went there. I had a question for you. I don't know if I've asked you before. Oh, and the other reason we went there, I was doing a little test because there's a what do I say? There's a website out there that does like actually a few that'll do like crowd calendars, look ahead things.
Mm-hmm.
And according to some stuff I read, they said it was going to be like a very light crowd. And I'm like, this just does not seem right to me. That the end of summer, right before everybody goes back to school, it's going to be light. But we'll test it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't that light. So, but I'm, me, I'm very sensitive to crowds. So yeah, so I went to Magic Kingdom. But I had a question for you because I always go when it's crowded like this. I have this dilemma and I never know the right way to answer this. So you have to tell me what I need to do.
Okay.
So you get to the TTC, which is the Transportation and Ticket Center. It's not the Ticket and Transportation. The Transportation and Ticket Center. You get there, you get through, and you have a choice of monorail or ferry.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Monorail.
Always? You never say, like, let's take the ferry this time?
Generally, I will take the monorail there and the ferry back because it holds more people and it just depends. It depends, but generally, if I'm going there, I like to take the monorail. I'll take the monorail probably 70% of the time.
And you still enjoy the monorail, even if like it's so backed up that like the line is down the ramp and all that. Is that still enjoyable?
Yeah, that's quick. I mean, it's like a 10-minute wait at most.
Yeah, okay. I mean, monorail's great when there's like nobody on it and you get
Yeah.
But if you're all jammed in there like sardines, is it?
Yeah, you have to. Well, but you have to look and see and get in the right car. I mean, I play a whole
get
game.
In the right car, like you have a choice.
Well, you do.
No, they sure. Tell you go down there, keep moving.
Yeah, down there, and people will go like 2 cars down. You go all the way to where it's empty, or you find the where the door's going to be, and there's only 1 or 2 people there. That's where you go. You have to. It's a game, man. You got to look.
Next time you're here, you got to teach me how to play this game.
Okay,
so.
I'm a champ at it.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how you're scoring that, but okay. So anyway, I looked at it, and the line was down the ramp. And, the little game I play is trying to see, okay, can I see the ferries? And, like, is there one just pulling in? And you try to time that whole thing. So I opted for the ferry this time. I think I came out ahead. I mean, there's no way for me to really know. But, like, we literally got down there right as they were opening the gates to get onto the ferry. And then I like it because, it feels more open. Well, I love monorails.
You go up to
it's
the
nice
second.
and open. Yeah.
Okay.
We go up there and look around. Whatever. Can't take a stroller up there. There's no elevator on the ferry. But, we're still stroller people. Don't forget. So we took the ferry over. The weirdest thing, it's like sweltering. We went out early. We did the Welch plan. We got up at the crack of 8, and we got out there 9:30 or something like that. But anyway, it's already swelter. It's like so hot. I'm like, gosh, how are we gonna get through this day? Just sweltering, right? Like iron was melting. The iron rails were melting from the heat. And you get off the monorail or the ferry, and you get in, and they have the big displays for what? What do you see? That's right, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party thing with all of its fall colors and the hayride. I'm like, it's just so wrong that it starts in August. Even my boy, 7 years old, who forgets what day of the week it is, he's like, already? Like, it's like, he knows it's not Halloween time.
Yeah.
But, so that was all out. Looks like they're all geared up for that. Because that's on now, right? End of August?
End of August, yeah. Next couple of weeks, I think it starts. So, yeah. Next week. And I don't think this week. I think it's next weekend.
It's too hot for that. Just wait.
It is. It's definitely not.
And what if you went in there in a costume and stuff? You'd just be melting. It's crazy. Sure.
What aggravates me is if I go, if I'm a dude from New Orleans going on my annual trip there at the end of August, before Labor Day, and I walk in and there's pumpkins there, and and I want to take pictures, like, what is this? I don't want to take pictures with pumpkins and hay and the. Yeah, I know exactly. Sorry, like you lose.
What you got? That's what you got. So it was good. So we didn't spend a lot of time on Main Street. I'm trying to think what we did. They seem like I have a lot of I don't know what you call them, those fake facades up over the shops because scrums.
Yeah, one of those scrim.
So I don't know if this is just normal end of summer maintenance or if this is anything like gearing up towards anniversary level stuff. But it seemed like there were a number of shops that had things on.
I appreciate that they do that they cover it with a picture of what it really is. So it doesn't. It's not as visually jarring. But I don't like. I mean, it's just a constant thing. They're always, and that's good because they're always freshening it up and everything. But it just seems like every time I go, everybody's pictures on Main Street has at some point, they do one built facade at a time and they just work their way down. And it's like, all right, that's fine, but you always have that up.
Yeah. So I'll take the glass half empty approach here. I think that having those photorealistic facades, scrums, whatever you call them, makes them lazy because then there's not as much pressure to like get it done because it's like, it looks fine, it's good enough, right. You know what I mean? Whereas if it looked more construction-y, they'd be like, all right, we got to get this job done and get this because this is a bad show. So,
well, And you know where it really ticked me off was a couple of years ago. When they had fast passes for the Festival of Fantasy parade.
Mm-hmm.
This must have been, I don't know, 2014 or so. It was a few years ago, and I got the fast passes for us. And so the fast pass area was in the town square. So right, where where Roy is on the bench.
Sure.
So that area, that was fast pass. And so I had a shot as the parade came right down Main Street. It was coming right towards me.
Was
Nobody
it coming
in
down
front
the
of
middle of Main Street, USA?
Right down the middle of Main Street, USA.
That's great.
And so it was awesome. And guess what? In every picture on the right hand side, like where I think they were doing the arcade. I mean the cinema. Yeah. So that has the scrim all the way out to like the street, and so every photo has that in it, and it ticks me off because I had such a great vantage point, and that's what I get for it. It looks like garbage. It really upsets me.
Yeah, write your congressman. What can you do?
I know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. No, I prefer to hear you complain about things. So we got a little bit of, I still love the morning because they have all the little entertainers out and all that stuff. So, when I can get the crew out there early enough, it's nice for that. We stopped and we listened to the Dapper Dans for a while, which you've poo-pooed them before. I don't know why you hate them so much. But they're nice. We always like good show, good singing. And, I'm such a sucker because not that I would like listen to a steady diet of it, but, when I hear barbershop quartet kind of music, I like it. I feel good. I just,
It's talent.
It is talent, and it's, without all that crazy auto-tune what the kids use these days.
That's right.
And anyway, so it was nice catching them because they're not out all day. But it is interesting to see like the same faces, like whether I've been there in the morning or in the evening when they parade those Dapper Dans out. So it seems like, it's a pretty small cast they use for that. But anyway, so the only thing drastically unusual, at least for us, that we did was I got fast passes to what do you call it? What's that thing? The the Jungle Cruise. There it is. Because the boy had never been on it, so it was fun, and he'd never been on it his whole life. But what's fun is like he thinks he's seen everything at Disney World.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we're gonna go do something new today. You've not seen. And he's like, he could see the excitement and I remember, and I think as I was watching him and his sort of like as we got on the boat, I didn't tell him anything about it. I just said we're gonna go on a Jungle Cruise, and I could see. And I have a picture. I don't know if you can read it in the picture that I shared with you, but he has sort of like this almost nervous excitement. He's like, he's not sure what's, going to come up on this ride and whatever. Yeah. He's never been there before. And I thought of you because I remember when you had your first kid, your daughter. And I remember you telling me, I don't know what we're talking about, but how much fun it was to see, the parks through her eyes at the time. And then you both your kids later. And that really is, That is a whole new level of fun. Is just seeing how they react to stuff. So that was the highlight of the day for me, is going through that.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure if he enjoyed it or not. He didn't really say like that was awesome or anything. Because and I realized a big part of the fun of that ride, because it is so. Here's the downside with that ride. I don't know if you know that, but that ride's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of shows a little bit, like even on the elephants, like you can see where the water level would be up or down, I guess, depending on how much rain there's been or whatever. There's like water stains and stuff on it, because the elephants don't move around. Well, and so you know what I mean? It was looking a little, I know, threadbare.
But that's not the point. I mean,
I know, but let me finish. So, because the fun part of the ride is the kitschiness and the puns and all that stuff. Yeah. Which completely flies over a 7-year-old's head, right? Yeah. So and we had a great captain on this, and I didn't catch her name unfortunately, but she had great, like totally dry delivery, and really were great with these things. So, and she covered, it had to have been the whole gamut of all the whatever the official puns that they're allowed to say.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. I hadn't been on it for a long time.
Yeah.
But, so we did that, and just kind of hung out around. Yeah.
I took the kids on it. Megan was probably about 8, and then Glenn Paul was 4 or whatever, 5, and they enjoyed it. but it wasn't, they were looking at everything and, and like you said, it went over their heads. But so we went on it. I took them on it again. I think last June or so, July when we went. And it was the first time that Megan was old enough to catch, understand the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like she had never ridden it before. She didn't realize that it was that funny, and like that was the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And it is pretty much her favorite ride now.
Is it really?
Oh my god, she loves.
Oh wow,
she
so funny.
rolls, man.
I would never guess that.
Yeah, she loves puns right now, and like that is the king ride for that. And I didn't even think about it when I took him on it. It was like, yeah, I like Jungle Cruise. Let's go on it.
Yeah,
and it was like. I just watched her the whole time and just laughing as the jokes came through.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Now he caught one of them. She said, are any of you planning to stay to catch the fireworks later? And she said, like, I don't recommend it. They're too hot. And like he got that pun and he mentioned like 6 times throughout the day. He thought that was the most hilarious. So I guess you're right. Once they do start to get on, they think it's funny. So yeah. So it was good. Nothing too surprising there. One thing, and you're going to tell me, Chris, that hasn't been there in probably 15 years. But do you remember those little radio-controlled boats they had?
I do remember that, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that they weren't there anymore because I never go down there, really. Like I said, we haven't been on Jungle Cruise in forever. But I thought those were kind of neat. So I guess they're... but I was trying to see where they were. I guess it's just like stroller parking there now or something. Yeah. I don't know. Stupid strollers. Nice. Stroller people. I did see a guy with a T-shirt that was just a plain black T-shirt, and it had that the no symbol, like no parking, whatever. But it had a picture of a stroller on it. I'm like, man, I can't wait till someday I can have that shirt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, was it me still? Did you have something else? You sound like
no, I don't know when those boats left. But I do remember them. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a long time ago, you think? Like,
I mean, it's tough for me to tell now, but I'm pretty sure they still had them back in 2007 when I was still there.
Yeah, but it was 11 years ago.
Now. I know. It seems like yesterday, but so sometime between that and now,
sometime in the last decade. Yeah. All right, we'll do some research on that.
Okay.
So yeah, it was that. And then we got some Dole Whips. Oh, that was great. Have you ever had one of those Dole Whips? Those are fantastic.
Yeah, I have.
The swirl with the vanilla and the pineapple, just perfect. Just perfect.
Yes.
So it's good.
Have you had the Dole float?
No, but I saw somebody having one of those, and I'm like,
I had one
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pineapple, though, man. A lot of pineapple.
Yeah, but you mix it up too, so you're getting pineapple and the whip, the juice and the whip.
It sounds delicious.
It is.
So we did that, and then we're walking through that little pass through that I like so much.
Yeah.
And I said to the family, hey, family, would you like to go see the Country Bear Jamboree?
Yes.
And they all looked at me and they went, no. I'm like, no, seriously, do you want to go catch it? Because I thought maybe they'd be like, okay, yeah, we'll go sit there. Nope.
Air conditioned.
Yeah, no interest.
Seats.
None. Nope. Had no interest.
So y'all didn't even go on it?
No.
Oh, I thought you know what?
I stopped long enough to take my thumbs down sign for you.
I thought that's what
picture for you.
But I thought that it was after you came out. You were like,
no,
I gave it another try, and I still don't like it.
No, I couldn't even get my family to go in. And we were just there a few weeks ago. Remember I told you that's how that came up, right?
Yes.
No, don't want to see it again. So.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
But we did see them parading around with some of the bears out on the...
Cool. They do have the bears out more often now, which is it's nice. It's like, well, if you have the Country Bear Jamboree right there, why not promote it?
Which is how they used to do all the characters, right? They used to kind of just float around
just walk around. It was great. Of course, I have a bunch of pictures as a kid, like me and Mickey just standing on Main Street, nobody around. Like, hey,
good times. So we had a picture with a bear. Oh, what else we did? Not too much. Ended up eating at Casey's again, which is great. Oh, even though that's just a shadow of its former self. I miss the old Casey's. And have we talked about ketchup packets before? Have we talked about this?
I don't think so.
Does it bother? Well, maybe it doesn't because you don't go to Casey's like we do. So it used to be at Casey's. I love when I get to complain about my minuscule things. At Casey's, they used to have those plunger things for like ketchup and mustard, and they have a little paper cup.
Yep.
And they used to have that, or you could just get your hot dog right under it and go, hit the plunger and slather that ketchup on there.
Sure.
But now it's just those little ketchup packets, and not even large ones, like these little tiny ketchup packets. And it changes the whole feel of it, because now you're having to like I don't know, like I'm an astronaut, having to go through my dinner. I gotta open up to just put on my hot dog. I had to get like 17 different ketchup packets out.
Yeah.
You haven't found the stress? This really stresses me out.
You would think that it would be more economical to just have the big.
That's what I said to Melissa.
Plunger,
it's like
right?
how That's what, because you know what happens. And if I'm doing this, I got to figure other people are doing this.
Yeah.
So because my family's out at the table outside, right? I'm picking up the food inside. Which, by the way, I use the mobile app for ordering again. That is the best invention.
It's the greatest thing, right?
Oh my god, it totally.
Absolutely.
It makes it so great. So order ahead, got that, and I get it, and I go and I need ketchup, but now I'm not sure how much I need because I can't put it on the hot dog right then. So what do? I grab 12 handfuls of ketchup packets because I don't know exactly how many of these I need. Well, sure enough, we finish our meal and I had 12 ketchup packets left over.
Yeah.
So you're right. That's what I said to Melissa. I said this has got to be this has to be causing more garbage and waste than the other way. I can't figure out why they changed it, but maybe people were using up too much ketchup. But I don't know.
Oh, okay, but still, it's cheaper to buy it in the big jugs and just keep refilling it than buying this package.
Right? You would think. So I don't know. Maybe the only thing I can figure is maybe it took more time to go swap out, like a staff person to go and dump the big. I don't know. We got to talk to somebody to figure out why. Anyway, I did that, but I do have a tip for the listeners. You ready for this?
Yeah.
And you'll chuckle over this. So you remember we went there one time and we got the foot-long hot dogs? You remember that?
Oh, I remember that well. Yes.
Because that foot-long hot dog at Casey's, that is quite a statement, right?
It is that, indeed.
But so I was with some people that were going to share a hot dog, right?
Okay.
And I was looking, and I'm trying to figure out the way to do this. And I'm looking, do you know that foot-long hot dog was only like $1 more when you get the meal? Right, it's only like $1 more than the regular hot dog, which the regular hot dog is like $10 for a hot dog.
That's why I got the footlong when we went, because
was that why?
Because it was like regular or footlong, and it was like $1 or something difference. I'm like, well, why wouldn't I?
Right. So instead, my point being, for those who may want to do this, rather than getting two separate ones at like $10 a piece, you can for $1 extra you can get the one that is easily double the size of a regular hot dog for only $1 more. And then they, like my wife and son shared one, they just cut it in half, and I saved like $8. I felt so proud of myself. I felt like it was a genius.
Yeah,
like a frugal genius.
That's very smart.
Thanks for your support. That's what we did. That's it. Just hung out. Didn't stay out too late because it was just we tried to leave at the hottest part of the day, so it was like 2 or 3 o'clock, and we headed out of there. But it's good. I like that park. I can't wait for it to cool off a little bit, and
Yeah, well, we are getting to that part, right? A
little bit.
We're heading into fall, and I'm already starting to think about the nice weather and the it's my favorite time of year. So
yeah, but I always think maybe it's because I spent too much time up north, but and you haven't, but up north, like not quite yet because we're late August as we record this, but Labor Day, like literally right after Labor Day, boom, it starts getting cool, and like nights it'd be chilly in it. So in my brain, I still expect it, but it's here. It's going to be sweltering until November. But
sure.
Anyway, it was good. I took a lot of pictures. Well, I took some pictures. Yeah, a lot. I shared them with you.
Yeah.
Mediocre, but it was fun. I think that was it. We didn't even go to Tomorrowland. But even though my son said, "Hey, can we go to Tomorrowland?" I said, "No, there's nothing to do over there. not till Tron opens. We could do that."
That's right. You haven't taken him on the raceway?
Yeah, I've taken him on the raceway before, the Speedway. But
Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah.
Wedway?
Yeah. Yes. I've been to Disney World. I know these things. What, are you just running through the list?
Yeah, pretty much.
I love Wedway. Oh, we didn't do Wedway. We should have done that. I've told you before my love-hate with Tomorrowland because, it's just so... just such a mess over there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Anyway.
I know. They're trying, I think.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll see what happens with Tron and that update.
Yeah. In the area where Stitch used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're going to do with that yet.
I don't know. But you know what?
I think the Wreck-It Ralph is out, so.
You think it's out like it's not going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, Melissa just sent me something yesterday. She saw some news thing that said it was a go.
No, maybe so. I mean, I haven't looked in the last couple of days, but with Wreck-It Ralph 2 coming out, maybe it's back on the drawing board.
And why isn't it Wreck-It Ralph 2? Ralph wrecks the internet.
I don't know.
Did we talk about this before?
Yeah, we did.
I just don't understand that. I can't fathom it. So much I don't understand. Have you noticed that? There's a big theme in this show, like me just not understanding what's happening over there.
Did you see the new trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2?
No.
The whole big thing is all the princesses are in the and they're all animated the same way and everything else.
Right.
Well, in this trailer, they are lounging around.
Okay. As princesses are wont to do.
So they're like in their PJs and stuff, and they're, Tiana from Princess and the Frog, her shirt says NOLA on it.
Oh my God.
It's
Stop
awesome.
it. Is she eating some boudin balls?
No, she's drinking a Starbucks.
Okay, fair enough. There's a lot of people having Starbucks at the Magic Kingdom. I still don't know how I feel about that. I like Starbucks. I don't like it being in the Magic Kingdom. I don't know why. It bugs me. Just seeing you know why? Actually, this is why it bugs me. I just realized because I have to go through all that work to get to the Magic Kingdom. Why? Because Walt wanted it to be so that you're leaving the world behind and you're venturing off to a new place that's, out of time and out of space. But, you get in there and you see these same Starbucks cups that you see everywhere else in the world. It doesn't feel like you're really, off somewhere different. Like, it just reminds you like you're still in America.
Yeah, but you can't really say that because when Disneyland first opened, they had like a music store on Main Street. They had a brazier store on Main Street.
Shut up! They did not.
Of course they did.
What's going to Disney World? Like, you know what?
The Wizard of Oz.
I got to shut up. That's not a thing.
Okay, right here I'll put in the commercial for it.
Look in the mirror and see the story of fashion. Like all stories, it has two sides. But since fashion is a lady, the world can only know half of it. The truth is that even in Granny's day, being a doll required a lot of pull. Those 90s were supposed to be gay, but it took a lot of work to be stylish, and most of it was undercover, as this makes clear. Needless to say, Granny's secrets were well hidden. Why, she'd turn green with envy if she could see the lift today's girl gets from our low-cut Viette. It's designed for wear under a casual sweater or deep-throated shirt. Then for a change of mood, there's the new and intoxicating pink champagne that lends its own sweet shape to you. You see, modern girls have so many fashions to choose from, it takes a wizard to keep them in shape. That's why Hollywood Maxwell designs a bra for every fashion. To see them all, just ask at your favorite store for Hollywood Maxwell, the Wizard of Bras.
Unbelievable. I'd never heard of that thing before.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they had like I was Reddit or something. Smuckers used to sponsor a store, and they people would go and buy jelly to take home and stuff. Absolutely. They had normal stores on Main Street.
Yeah, but and you don't go to Starbucks like I do, but
No,
it's
I
just
don't.
seeing it. It's well,
I do.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me.
But wait,
hang on.
hold on. But I agree with you. That's the whole point.
Oh, wait, you do?
Yeah, I do. Because
Oh,
I
shoot.
don't. I actually prefer seeing Joffrey's. Because
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell Joffrey's is. It's
Yeah.
exotic, right? Starbucks is everywhere.
Right.
So seeing it in there, they're
I
Universal.
don't even
everywhere.
mind. But see, the thing is, I don't even mind the shop is there. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's specifically the cups because they're
okay.
they're so apart, and you don't really frequent the Starbucks like I do, but they're such a part of my normal daily life that it just seems a little too much of a reminder,
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: when they had McDonald's, they had the fry cart and stuff.
Oh yeah.
When they served those, did they serve them in traditional? Did you get the red
Yes.
fry thing? You did?
Yep.
Oh, see, that's wrong too. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
actually have a picture of my brother-in-law. He loved it when they had the fries there, and he bought. We were on a trip with him, and he bought them, and he spilled them, or whatever, and I took a picture, and so yeah, I do remember that. That's in the picture is the actual McDonald's red carton.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know. I don't know why it bothers me with Starbucks, but it does. Anyway. Yeah, I'm reading a page here on the Disneyland's Wonderful Wizard of Bras. That's just that's just insane. Guests could make a stop on Main Street to visit Hollywood Maxim Brazier Company of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Part of the shop was an exhibit on the history of undergarments, and guests could actually buy corsets and bras in the other part.
Yeah.
They should bring that back.
So instead of going to Macy's to get your undergarment, you can go to Disneyland.
That's just insane. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Okay. This whole episode this week is like me just not understanding things. Anyway. All right, let's leave it there.
Speaking of buying stuff,
Yeah.
do you have any picks?
Oh, I do. Do you
Picks
have
of the
any?
week? I don't. No.
Why am I talking so much? This is just
It's the great. This is the greatest
oh my
week
God.
ever.
Would you please go do something so you can talk for a change?
No.
I do. You're going to have to settle in, though, because it's going to take some explanation.
All right.
Maybe not so much for you, but maybe for the people out there. But I like these picks. I'm gonna because for two reasons. Not just it's a neat thing to buy, but I think it could help people's photography. How's that?
Oh, okay. Now
right?
you have my
Yeah,
interest.
see, now I was going to say, now you're like, oh, you're sitting up, paying attention.
Yeah.
All right. So I got to give a little bit of background, though. Just a mini class about photography. Okay.
Okay.
So just in case anybody listens. So, and what I'm talking about here is like when you graduate up from, certainly from taking pictures with your phone, but then you graduate up to, maybe you got like a DSLR, right? You've gotten the big zoom lens. You go on your trip and whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of those cameras have the built-in flashes, those little pop-up things.
Sure.
Those are disgusting. I can't stand those things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been taking pictures a long, long time. And pretty much for my entire photography career, if you will, I have shot what they call available light because I hate using flashes. Number one, long ago, they used to be difficult to try and calculate how much flash you need and all that. You know what I'm talking about with flash? I'm talking about like the thing you buy and you put on the top, like a full-size one, right?
Yes.
And I hate the look of flash because out of the box, if you just throw a flash up on your thing and you take some pictures, what do you get? You get, that picture where it's like all black around the subject because it wasn't bright enough, right? So like you're on Main Street and you're like, oh, it's kind of dark. I should use a flash, right? But then you use the flash and it's just like, this white subject and then this black all around it. And it's just, it looks ugly, right?
Yes.
But here's the thing, Glenn. Physics are physics, right?
Right.
Photography is about light, right?
That's true. 100%.
And there are many, what'd you say? 100%?
100%, yeah.
That seems to be a phrase like a lot of people use it. I'm not sure why.
No,
it's like
sorry.
sweeping the nation. 100%. Anyway, physics are physics. And photography is about light. And the more light you can give your camera to work with, the better off you are, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
So what I struggle with is I want to be able to use flash. And flash is even good because a lot of people think like, oh, flash is for like nighttime, right? When it's dark. But actually one of the best uses for flash is in the daytime.
Yes.
Or when there's, just a little bit of light, because what you do is you throw a little bit of light, like especially taking pictures of people, you throw a little bit of light and, gets rid of the shadows under the eyes and makes the eyes kind of pop and all that stuff. So it gives it a nice look. But I can't stand the look of direct on flash, right? So a lot of flashes have that bounce thing where you can like tilt the thing up, right? So like if you're inside in a house or something, you can kind of bounce it off of the ceiling or something. I'm sorry, I know this is a long explanation for my pick, but maybe somebody gets something out of it. Yeah. So what I struggle with is how do you diffuse the flashlight so it's not so harsh, right? Because that's the problem with those electronic flashes. They're so harsh, right? It's such just caustic light. Just very caustic. Yeah. So you look for diffusers. I used to have one. I think you had the same one. I used to have this sort of, it was like a plastic dome, but it was like heavy, thick, kind of rubbery plastic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You had one of these, right? The Gary Fong.
Gary Fong. Yes.
Yeah, you remember that? So it worked well. Remember, it was nice. It worked well. But you're not going to take that somewhere with you, right?
Correct.
So I've been looking for like things that I could do that are more portable. And lo and behold, I found some things.
Oh,
and I'm like really happy with it. So I'm going to share those with you now. and you can see what I got. So the first one is, I told you this was going to take some explanation, so thanks for hanging with me. The first one is it's just a flat piece of basically vinyl, right? White on one side and like silver on the other, so you can use it different light. And it has a little bit of elastic. It's almost sort of triangular shaped, and at the kind of point of one of the triangles, it has this little elastic, and it just kind of goes over the flash.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it would just help bounce the light in, and just to toss a little more light in there. It's just like here's a little extra light. It's not like flash, but just here's a little extra bounce in there, just to we'll make it look a little bit prettier.
Yeah.
But the best thing about it is it's completely portable. This thing is just completely flat, goes into a camera bag easy, like it weighs nothing. And I sent you a link, and it actually came with 2 different sizes, depending on, I guess, how much you want to use with this. So I like this a lot. I thought this, and it's only $13. So I thought this was a good pick.
That's pretty cool.
So that's one. But because I can't, once I get started on these things, I'm like, I want to try all the things to see what I really like.
Right.
So there's another thing kind of for the same sort of issue, which is that lights from flash can look harsh, right? Sometimes you might use what's known as a softbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they'll use this for product shots, but it can be used for anything, which is basically like a big, almost like a screen, like you put a big screen in front of your flash, right?
Yeah.
But those aren't very, most of the time they're pretty large, a couple of feet or whatever, for like studio stuff. They're not portable enough. But what I found was this little one that is portable. It folds down to nothing, and even comes with a little carrying case, whatever. But it rather than being something you bounce the flash off of, and people have to look at the links to probably understand what I'm talking about. But this is a little 6-inch by 5-inch little softbox, like you'd see in the studios, like pictures of like photography studios. They have those big kind of white things the flashes go in. Mm-hmm. So it's like a little mini portable version of that.
Yeah.
But it folds down flat to nothing and weighs nothing. And I think these 2 things are great. I've played around with them and get pretty good results from them. So if anyone, trying out photography, want to up their game a little bit, they even make bigger ones. They have a 9x7 version and 11x8 if you really want to get crazy. But I went with a small portable one just to use for those occasions where I just need a little extra light.
Yeah.
Without it, ruining the shot.
And it's
so, yeah,
inexpensive. I mean, that's $13.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're not talking about a ton of money.
And that's why I got one of each, because I can play with it and figure it out. But
which one do you like better?
I think I like the flash diffuser, the second one I mentioned, the light softbox.
Yeah.
It's a little bulkier to use, but because the way the first one works is you're bouncing the light and you're only getting a fraction of the output from your flash, right? Because you're sticking the flash head straight up and then it's just sort of bouncing off into it. This one you can get the kind of full power of the flash, but it diffuses it. And the other thing I do, which to get really into some technical things here, is in pretty much any camera. I'm so bad at doing like manual flash calculations and stuff. I just leave it on automatic. But almost every camera has a way that you can change the ratio of regular light and flash light. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I back mine off to say only use like 2 stops less of the flash. And, so try to balance it more towards the natural light, just fill in with a little extra flash. And that seems like a good mix for me, because I don't want that look that, everybody knows what I'm talking about. I hate that. I hate that look. So if I do that, if I back it off a bit to change the balance of it, and then I use something like this to diffuse the light a little bit, it's a good mix. Cool. So those are my picks. So sorry for the big photography lesson, but some people like that stuff. So, and plus, photography is so important to me. I know it is to you too, and especially when you're talking about like Disney trips and stuff. You get one shot at these things. I mean, okay, maybe you go to Disney again. Maybe you go to Disney every year, but you know what? For this year, when you go, that is your one and only time. Especially if you got family and kids and whatever you're going with. You gotta know what you do, because
they're only that size. That's it. Age once.
That's it. And you can't go back. You can't redo it. Nope. And so it's very hard for me, because where some people, and maybe it's just not as important to some people, but they just don't put a lot of effort or thought or work into their photography, and I don't know how they, there's so many like small things people can do to just make their pictures that much better and be prouder of them and stuff. So this is one of those things.
Well, I appreciate it.
Right.
I do. I mean, I haven't been big on flashes because they are. But yeah, Gary Fong. That's the only time I've ever gotten good images was when I used my Gary Fong diffuser, because it at least had the the light soft enough to come out well. But like you said, it's just so big and bulky. It's one shape. Like it doesn't fold down or anything. And
you can't really. It's not feasible to take. And that I was looking for something I could take to a theme park, so that I could use it for that. Or if you're going on like a trip somewhere or something, and
yeah. So anyway,
if you want to try one of these, then Do you have a flash? I don't remember. Do you have a flash? I know you did for your Nikon.
Well,
do you have one for your Sony?
Not for the Sony, no. But I've been thinking of. They're not that expensive, so.
No, they're not. And actually, okay, I'm going to do a triple pick. Now, for anybody who has Sony cameras, because I did a little research. I was looking for some things that had wireless flash capability.
Yeah.
And there's this system. I got to find it here. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Which was kind of new to me. I don't know how long they've been around. I'm sure it's a Chinese company or whatever, but it's Godox, Godox. You ever heard of them?
I have not.
Okay, because like I have another flash that's like Metz, which is like one of the flash companies that have been around for free for forever.
Yeah.
But these seem much more economical. So they have ones that are compatible with Sony and Nikons and Canons if that's your bag.
Yeah.
But like I got one for $130 that had like a pretty not a huge flash, but good enough to be like really useful in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
But it has wireless capability as well. So if you wanted to do it like, and now we're really getting off the track here, but if you want to do do off camera flash, which is a whole other class we could do, it comes with the wireless transmitter so you can still do, it's not just a dumb trigger. It's full TTL as they say through the lens, so you can get all the metering and all that stuff. But anyway, my point was that they have I was surprised to see that they've got a pretty extensive line of flashes and accessories, and they're not that much money, because sometimes like the Metz flashes they can go up to hundreds of dollars. So these seem to be a little less expensive. There you go. It's like the photo show today.
It is.
Sorry, I'm kind of on a kick, so
no, that's awesome.
Okay. Those are my 3 picks today.
Look at that. Made up for my 0. Plus 1.
Yeah, just like every other week.
He's so funny.
I think so. Anyway, I'm exhausted, man. I got to go lie down.
Yep. That's fine.
All right. Is that a show?
That's a show.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Starport 75. Follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at CBGray, and Glenn on Twitter and Instagram at DizWiz. Follow the show on Twitter and Facebook at Starport75 and Instagram at TheStarport75. For all things related to the show, including show notes and links to connect with us, visit us at starport75.com.